All right, let's jump right in.
Sounds good to me.
Our deep dive today is going to take us all the way to Russia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to a blog called Kolashi. Kolashi, exactly. And this blog, it's all about making money online.
There.
We've got posts from February to October 2024.
Wow.
Yeah, so pretty recent stuff,
Yeah.
covering all kinds of things like SEO, online security, even cryptocurrency.
Huh. So like a digital entrepreneurship kind of blog.
Yeah, exactly, like a crash course in the Russian internet hustle.
I like it.
But you know what's interesting to me is
What's that?
that Kolashi, it doesn't just focus on the tech side of things, like how to set up a website or, how to get traffic.
Yeah.
It really seems to tap into this desire for financial freedom and, the flexibility of working remotely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's a huge part of the appeal.
Totally. And, some of the income streams they suggest are actually surprisingly creative.
Oh, really? Like what?
We're talking about selling digital coloring books.
Coloring books?
Yeah, digital coloring books. They talk about building virtual assistants and even designing T-shirt prints.
So basically turning your passion into profit.
Yeah, exactly. Like anyone can do this, right?
Right.
But is it really as easy as it sounds?
Well, I think Kolashi definitely emphasizes the increasing accessibility of online business models.
Okay.
Like the barriers to entry are lower than ever these days. But there's also this strong undercurrent of caution.
Really?
Yeah, especially when it comes to security and the potential pitfalls of, this digital gold rush.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, there are a lot of posts dedicated to online security. Like they give tips on creating strong passwords, dodging phishing scams, and even using parental controls.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it seems like Kolashi is really stressing the importance of protecting yourself, especially when money's involved.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's not just about protecting your finances, though, is it?
Yeah.
It's about safeguarding your entire online identity. And with, so many people flocking to these online opportunities, the cyber threat landscape is constantly evolving.
So vigilance is key.
Absolutely.
And speaking of online identity, it seems like Kolashi places a lot of emphasis on visual content.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Well, especially in those articles about selling coloring books and T-shirt designs.
Okay.
They talk about using platforms like Instagram and TikTok to showcase your work and build a following.
Yeah, that's a smart strategy.
Yeah.
I mean, we live in a very visual world.
We do.
And Kolashi, they understand that.
Yeah.
They're pushing readers to think beyond just the product and consider how to make it visually appealing and share it effectively.
So it's not enough to just have a great idea.
Right.
You have to be a savvy marketer, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You need to understand your target audience and use visuals to connect with them on an emotional level.
Wow.
Kolashi seems to be advocating for a more holistic approach to online entrepreneurship.
Interesting.
It's not just about the hustle.
Right.
It's about building a brand, cultivating an online presence,
Yeah.
and yes, being incredibly security conscious.
It's all connected.
It really is.
Now, there was one more topic that Kolashi tackled that I found a little perplexing.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Artificial intelligence.
Well, AI.
Yeah, on the one hand, they have an entire article about using AI to automate income,
Okay.
highlighting its potential for efficiency and smart decision-making.
Right. Makes sense.
But then
But then what?
they dive into all these obstacles that companies face when they're implementing AI.
Like what kind of obstacle?
Like employee resistance,
Oh, yeah.
integration challenges, concerns about data quality.
Yeah. Those are all real concerns.
So it almost feels like they're sending mixed messages.
A little bit. Yeah.
Are they pro-AI or not?
That's a good question.
It left me wondering if Kolashi is trying to have it both ways.
It's possible.
What do you make of this seemingly contradictory stance?
I think it might reflect the wider conversation that's happening around AI. I mean, there's this incredible potential to revolutionize work and business,
Totally.
but also very real concerns about the implications.
For sure.
So Kolashi might be trying to present a balanced perspective,
Yep.
Acknowledging both the potential benefits and the potential pitfalls.
So instead of giving a definitive answer, they're encouraging readers to kind of grapple with the complexities of AI and form their own opinions.
Exactly. They're not shying away from the challenges,
Right.
but they're also not dismissing the potential benefits.
Uh-huh.
It's about empowering individuals to approach AI with a critical eye,
Okay.
understanding both its promise and its limitations.
Which is a refreshing change from the usual hype or fear-mongering surrounding AI.
Right.
It's like Kolashi is saying, hey, this is a powerful tool, but it's up to you to decide how to use it wisely.
I like that.
Yeah, and that thoughtful approach seems to be a hallmark of Kalashi's overall philosophy.
In what way?
Well, they're not just handing out get-rich-quick schemes.
Right.
They're pushing readers to think critically, analyze the market,
Yeah.
and ultimately find their own unique path to online success.
I like it.
All while staying safe and informed.
It's a good approach.
But with all this talk of AI and, the changing landscape of online business, I can't help but wonder.
Wonder what?
Don't leave me hanging.
Okay, I won't.
Go ahead.
Does this emphasis on individuality and niche markets?
Oh, yeah.
Does that mean that the traditional 9-to-5 is becoming obsolete? Are we all destined to become online entrepreneurs, whether we like it or not?
That's a great question. Maybe we can find some answers as we delve deeper into Kalashi's world in the next part of our deep dive.
Welcome back.
Yeah, where were we?
We were talking about that 9-to-5.
Oh, right. Is it going extinct? Are we all going to be entrepreneurs?
Exactly. And, looking through the rest of these Kalashi posts, I'm seeing a lot of advice that seems geared towards people who are at least thinking about making that jump.
Really? So they're not just talking about this abstract idea of freedom, they're giving actual advice.
Yeah, they get into the nitty-gritty.
Like what?
Well, take their article on selling those digital coloring books, for example.
Ow.
They walk you through the entire process, step by step, from creating the designs to marketing them on places like Etsy.
So it's not just draw something pretty and put it up there.
No, there's actual strategy involved.
Interesting.
Yeah, they talk about finding your niche.
Okay.
Understanding what the market wants. And using social media to connect with potential customers.
So it's like creativity meets business savvy.
Exactly. You've got to have both.
Even with something as simple as a coloring book.
Right. Even with a coloring book.
You need to think like an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
And I noticed they talk about that with t-shirt designs too.
Oh, yeah. They have a whole post on that.
Yeah.
And it's the same idea, really.
Like what?
Thinking about your target audience, researching trends, using online tools to create and sell your designs.
It's interesting how they weave in those marketing and branding tips throughout all these different posts.
It's like they're saying, okay, you want to make money online.
Yeah.
You need to have a plan.
A solid plan.
Right. Success in the digital world requires more than just a good idea.
I guess so.
You need to understand the market, connect with your audience, and constantly adapt.
It sounds exhausting.
It can be, but it's also exciting,
Yeah, I guess so.
And speaking of adapting, Kalashi also talks about virtual assistants.
Oh, yeah. That's a whole other level.
It is.
Building and selling those AI-powered virtual assistants.
It's fascinating, right?
It is, and kind of intimidating, if I'm being honest.
I get that it definitely requires some technical expertise.
For sure.
But Kalashi tries to break it down and make it manageable.
How so?
Well, they talk about identifying those market needs, developing the right skills, and even navigating the ethical considerations.
Wait, ethical considerations? What do you mean?
Well, as AI gets more sophisticated, there are questions about bias, transparency, the impact on jobs.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It is. And Kalashi seems to want readers to think about those issues.
See, it's not just about the profit.
No.
It's about being responsible.
Exactly. Responsible innovators.
And that brings us back to security, right?
It always comes back to security.
Because it's not just about protecting your money.
It's about making sure your online ventures are ethical and sustainable.
Okay, so back to those tips about strong passwords, avoiding scams, all that stuff.
Yep, it all ties together.
It's like they're saying the internet can be a dangerous place.
It can be.
Be smart.
Right, be smart about how you use it.
Find that balance.
Between opportunity and responsibility.
And that seems to be a theme throughout all of their advice.
I think so.
Whether it's coloring books or AI assistants.
They're pushing for a thoughtful approach.
It's refreshing,
It is.
Compared to all that get-rich-quick stuff you see online.
Yeah, totally.
Kalashi seems to be promoting something different.
A more strategic approach.
But let's be realistic for a second. Not everyone wants to start a business.
Sure.
Some people just want to make some extra cash.
On the side.
Yeah, does Kalashi have anything to offer them?
Actually, they do.
Really?
Yeah, they mentioned a bunch of websites and platforms that offer ways to make money online without starting a business.
Like what kind of things?
Things like completing surveys.
Surveys?
Yeah, testing websites, even writing articles.
So even if you're not trying to be the next big entrepreneur, there are still ways to get involved.
And earn some income online.
That's good to know.
Yeah, it makes the whole online world feel a little less intimidating.
For sure, especially for people who aren't super techy.
Exactly.
But I am curious about one more thing.
Good.
With all this talk about AI and automation and the future of work, where does Kalashi see things heading?
That's a great question. And I think they're grappling with it too.
Okay.
In one article, they actually explore the potential of...
So last time we were talking about AI and automation.
And the future of work.
Right. And you were about to tell us what Kalashi thinks about it all.
Well, they actually wrote a whole article.
Oh, yeah.
About the rise of the metaverse.
The metaverse.
And how it might impact entrepreneurs.
Okay, so they're looking ahead to this digital frontier.
Yeah, trying to figure out how it'll change the way we do business.
I'll admit, I'm still not totally clear on what the metaverse is.
It's one of those buzzwords, right?
Exactly. Like, I hear it everywhere.
But what does it actually mean?
Yeah, especially for regular people.
Right, not just techies.
Yeah, so what's Kalashi's take?
Well, they seem to see it as this convergence.
Of what?
Of virtual reality, augmented reality, and the internet all coming together.
To make what?
These online spaces where people can interact.
Like a virtual world.
Yeah, kind of like you could attend virtual conferences.
Oh, wow.
Work with colleagues in a shared 3D workspace.
That's wild.
You can even sell virtual goods and services.
So is Kalashi saying this is going to replace the real world?
I don't think so. They seem to see it as more of an extension of our current reality.
An extension?
Yeah, like it's adding new opportunities.
For what?
For connection, creativity, commerce, all kinds of things.
So not replacing, but augmenting.
Right, exactly.
But how would entrepreneurs actually make money in this metaverse?
Well, Kalashi highlights a few key areas.
Like what?
Creating immersive experiences.
Okay.
Leveraging virtual real estate.
Virtual real estate.
Yeah, it's a thing. And exploring new forms of digital ownership.
This is blowing my mind.
It's a lot to take in, I know.
It is, but it's fascinating.
It is, and I think it's important to think about these things.
Totally, but does Kalashi ever talk about the downsides?
They do, actually. Yeah, they mention concerns about accessibility.
That makes sense. Not everyone has access to the technology.
Exactly, and privacy.
Right. Huge concern with all this virtual stuff.
And the potential for digital divides.
So like some people getting left behind.
Yeah. And they also caution against getting caught up in the hype.
That's good advice.
It's easy to get swept up in the excitement.
Yeah, but Kalashi is saying slow down.
Be strategic. Think it through. Make informed decisions.
That seems to be their mantra.
It really does.
Be thoughtful, be critical.
And that applies to the metaverse, just like everything else.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Kalashi, what's the one big takeaway you hope our listeners are walking away with?
I think Kalashi offers a really valuable roadmap.
For what?
For navigating this whole world of online entrepreneurship.
Yeah, it is a pretty wild world.
It is, and it's exciting, but it can be overwhelming.
For sure.
And Kalashi emphasizes the importance of strategy, adaptability, and being willing to learn.
Lifelong learning, right?
Exactly. And beyond that, they encourage this mindset.
What kind of mindset?
One that embraces both the opportunities and the responsibilities.
Of a digital age.
Of the digital age, exactly.
So it's about finding that balance.
Between innovation and ethics.
Yeah.
Between hustle and sustainability.
It's about being informed, being critical, and ultimately shaping the online world we want to see.
That's a big task.
It is, but it's worth thinking about.
I agree.
Well, thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.